Alright, here we go. Hello. Here for another video. Oh man, I didn't even practice that. That rhymed. Yeah, I just snuck up here to the little church by my house. Getting outside. You know, time to make a video. Time to share. Time to get vulnerable. Time to just continue this journey. So it's really bright, man. I can't even really hardly see the screen. But I really don't like wearing sunglasses. I like getting that natural light in my eyes. You know, I like keeping my shirt off as much as I can to get that sunlight in my body and grounded to the earth here. And I consider this almost like I was joking around to myself. I consider this like my office. Like, you know, this is my little, this is not my little, but this is, an office, to get some work done, to make a video. Just like a little crack. I thought about it one day. I'm like, hey, that's kind of funny. So going without the hat today, feeling a little naked. Thought I'd try something different. Anyway, so let's jump into it. I'm going to make this video, the main topic of this video is going to be I'm going to cover and talk about how, my journey with alcohol, basically. This is something that is really dear to my heart. And I know that a lot of people in the world struggle with this. And that, there's a lot of people in the world that struggle with addiction in general. I mean, I think it pretty much impacts everyone to a certain extent. Whether it's actually you or someone you know or someone you love, it's impacting everyone. And our culture and our system is designed to kind of throw gasoline on a fire. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to share vulnerably about my experience here, help people learn, help people with my own experience. And just say it how it is, or how I see it. And so I want to try to tell it so it connects back to me today. Like how it's connecting to my life today and what it's showing me about myself today, and how it's like relating to my experience today, I guess I should say. So without getting all cheesy and like once upon a time and all that stuff, I don't really know how to go back. I'm just going to start, I guess, by saying like the household I grew up in and my family and stuff seemed fairly normal, like it was a pretty normal upbringing for that time. My dad, I have an older brother, 5 years difference, in age. He's older. I said that. And my dad went out to work every day, and my mom was a homemaker and stayed home and took care of the house. So, I grew up a lot around my mom, and, hard to remember all that, to be honest with you. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I'm digging into myself. I'm doing all kinds of transformational work on myself, and all sorts of ups and downs. Anyone that's gone through this or just going through this, understand what I'm saying. It's just a roller coaster ride when you dig into yourself and you're looking to really transform your life and transform, everything about it with what's happening in the world and the stuff that I'm realizing about the system that we live in. And when I say the system, I think I explained this before in videos. That's basically like damn near everything. I think I made a video about the 4 main pillars that they control. But anyway, I'm not going to go back over that. You can watch the other videos, but the system is, the government, the food system, the big pharma, the mainstream media. I don't even know if I actually now that I think about it, I made a whole entire video about that. And I don't even think I ever even talked about that. How that's a huge pillar of how they get their propaganda out, and control people. Man, I just remembered that. So anyway, I forget why I got off. I forget why I was mentioning that. But so back to, my family, not really any reason that I would, this like abusive, like it's not this abusive environment. It's not this environment that you find, dad's gone or mom's a crackhead or, nothing like that. Like pretty kind of average, normal household. Now, my mom did grow up with her father who was, and I don't know how much detail I want to get into because it's not for me to say. It's more her story. So I don't want to get in how much I want to go deep into that. But her dad had I don't know if I'm thinking I picked this up, through generations, through however that works. You could say genetics, You could say just through generational karma, however you look at that. And, you know, he had a really hard time with alcohol, had a really hard time with life, and kind of the same journey I'm on. I really would say that I've had a hard time with life. I've had a hard time fitting in, or not fitting in, but like feeling like I fit in, you know, always kind of uncomfortable in my own skin and not really understanding why I'm here, and rebellious. Like I stated, you know, I made a whole entire video, my last video, I believe, about that. So anyway, yeah, talking about my so that's kind of where the link is for me. That's what I only thing I could ever figure out where it's coming from. And maybe that's it. Maybe there's more. I don't know, that I haven't discovered yet. So I was kind of prying at my mom the other day about it. But, you know, we just, you know, nothing really came of it, you know, just. So anyway, so for me, there was a lot of lot of insecurity, a lot of lack of confidence. And I can't really remember being, I remember T-ball a little bit. So that's like when you're like 6 years old, I guess. I played T-ball and I played a lot of baseball. And there is a key moment in my life where I'm like, maybe that was kind of a turning point. So I don't really remember, honestly, I really remember, I really remember around like middle schoolish. And that was like a time, I guess, you know, you start to go through puberty, you start to have you got all the hormonal stuff going on. And also I was playing baseball, and I was really good at baseball when I was young, and I was kind of on the smaller field, because I'm a smaller guy, I'm not a big guy. And when that changed, I couldn't, when you went to the bigger field, like when high school came around and stuff, in the bigger field, and everybody was bigger than me, and all that stuff, I really felt kind of like left out, or I couldn't keep up anymore. And I really loved baseball, and I really loved playing it, and I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. And honestly, I've connected this, but as I speak about it now, it brings up emotions, because like, I just never really honestly thought it was that big of a deal. But as I get older, I realize these things impact you a lot more than maybe you think. And we can really store that trauma in us. And it's ugly. And then it takes down the road, when we're adults, it comes out in other ways in our lives. And we treat people certain ways and differently. And if we don't clear that shit out and just do our own freaking work, like clear off our side of the street, I like to say, which will tie into something I'm going to talk about here in a minute. It's our job. That's our responsibility. This is all about taking responsibility for your own life. And what's happening in the world is all ties together. I'm connecting so many dots in my life, it's not even funny. And this video blog is lining right up, because I know this is going to be super helpful for people. And don't get me wrong, I just had something very powerful happen today, where it was like, the last few days, I haven't been feeling it. I've been kind of, whatever. And, I had a little spark of light from someone. And, it's just the motivation that you need to keep going. That's how important it is to say what's on your mind, to support other people, to just love. Just love people. Support them if you can. Go out of your way to do so. And I want to do more of it in my own life. I'm doing it right now. So where was I? The baseball, kind of transitioning and learning that, like, hey, I just wasn't big and strong enough to do that anymore. I was a slow developer. And it probably had something to do with the fact that I started using these things when I was really young, like 12 years old. I hope the wind doesn't pick up too much here. And affect the sound. And I just really, at 12, what are you doing at 12 years old? Smoking weed and drinking, like, for me, that's like, now, I want to take a step or two back and explain something. I know that there's people's story. This takes nothing away from anyone else's story. or, I mean, no, this is just my experience. And I know there's people out there that, you know, had it much, much worse, and we really can't really judge each other's stories, right? It's our own experience, and it does what it does to us. And I just want to take a minute to honor other people's stories and honor other people and their struggles and what happened in their own lives. Because when I say, like, holy shit, like 12 is so young, some people might think that. Some people might have started smoking crack at 8. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Or drinking even younger than that, or having things happen to them at a younger age than that. I'm not taking away from anyone's story at all, any way, shape, or form. I'm just here to share mine, and I'm hoping that we can unite through this video blogging channel any way, shape, or form that we can. And so anyway, yeah, 12, whatever, start doing this stuff, start hanging out with the wrong crowd. But 12 years old was before I transitioned into baseball. The baseball thing happened when I was like 14 or 15. So, you know, I don't know. It didn't help, probably, you know. So anyway, starting there, hanging out with the wrong crowd, doing the wrong things. And it literally, I just did that all the way through middle school, high school, and all the way through until I was 32 or something like that is when I got sober. Or when things happened in my life and I was given gifts. You know, because this was the biggest gift. This turning point in my life was really the biggest gift. But also, you know, at the time, I'm not thinking it's the biggest gift. My hands are in my face, and, you know, sitting in jail. You know, I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but, you know, thinking my life's over. You know, that's that. So it was that, and then it turned into the biggest gift I ever got. You know, so. Yeah, so, you know, all the details and all the stuff, like, I did along the way, as far as, like, oh, yeah, you know, this crazy, whatever. There was I hope I give this justice and I remember everything and whatever. And if not, you know what, it goes the way it goes. It's perfect. There was 2 big turning points. I mean, you could talk about all the relationships that were just completely just built on faulty foundations, everything that transpired inside of there, you know, just stuff I did to people, everything that I eventually had to clear up or do my best to clear it up. So, you know, so 2 big events happened. I mean, you know, I don't think I need to get into the details of it or whatever. You know, this is like drinking, you know, all night, you know, you just don't know who the hell you are. You're lost, confused, uncomfortable, and this is your numbing agent. You know, this is your way out of feeling frustrated or not liking yourself or not loving yourself enough, which could be anything. I mean, I'm talking about alcohol in my life. This could be any type of drug, anything that changes your state. Could be caffeine, could be food, could be sex, could be shopping, could be gambling, could be anything. And there's all kinds of that stuff going on in people's lives. And, you know, they realize or they don't, whatever. They're either conscious or unconscious of it. And I was very unconscious for a while. So 2 big events ended up happening in my life. When I was 28, I got my first DUI. And this wasn't your ordinary first DUI. You know, I got caught driving just smashed. And I did this for years and years and years and never got caught. And, you know, all the times I was risking my own life and risking other people's lives. And, I mean, just crazy stuff. And so I get caught. And, you know, at that time, I wasn't ready to change. I wasn't ready. As bad as it was, and I'm going to tell you the details of this because you need to know how bad this was. And then I still went back. So I get pulled over, or they start to try to pull me over, and I don't pull over right away. I just keep kind of driving, you know, slowly, because I knew that I was in deep shit. And so I just didn't pull over it. I just kept driving. I drove back to the bar where I was and tried to get out of my vehicle and make my way back into the bar. Well, I mean, the cops intercepted me. So anyway, long story short on that one, I got DUI, obviously. I refused to get my blood drawn, so that's automatic loss of license. And this was in Pennsylvania. Automatic loss of license for a year right away for that. And fleeing and eluding, they charged me with. So, at the time, I didn't know anything, whatever. So you just go through all the court, whatever. You take what they throw at you. And I lost my license for 3 years. First DUI, 3 years. Not to mention the drug and alcohol, all the stuff they make you go through. I don't think that I went to I didn't go to treatment. I didn't go to a rehab or anything. I didn't do any of that. I can't remember. I was thinking, did I do Alcoholics Anonymous or anything? I don't think I did any of that. I'm not really sure why I didn't do any of that the first time, or I wasn't made to do any of that the first time, but I guess it's your choice and I chose not to. So anyway, yeah. So here I am. Here's my lovely mom, my mom who loves and supports me so much, knows all about this thing because she lived with it, all of her life, or, all of her life as a kid until she moved out and met my dad and everything. Driving me back and forth to work for 3 years. And I finally get my license back. And, in the meantime, I have girlfriends. I have different girlfriends throughout, whatever. I was in a long-term relationship that, I'm not going to get into details about that on here. And then, after that, there was just kind of like, you don't even know what you're doing. You shouldn't even be anywhere near a relationship when you're in that kind of state or in that kind of vibration or that kind of part of your life. So anyway, I get done. I meet another girl. Whatever, that doesn't even matter. Get my license back. It was, let's see here. I'm going to try to figure this out. I should have thought about this, I guess, before I got on here. I'm trying to think. We'll just say that it was a matter of months before I was right back at it and got another DUI. Second DUI. Now, this one changed my life. This one was like, wow. Like I said, hands on my face, sitting in the jail cell. Basically thinking my life is over. Like, at that time, that's what I thought. I'm like, I have no idea how I'm going to get out of this one, how I'm going to tell anyone about this. No idea. But again, there's my lovely mom again, there to support me. I kind of pushed everyone else out of my life. My brother was there for me very little. That's just kind of how he is and how our relationship is. No fault to him. He gets to choose how he lives his life. And I think there was the relationship I was in at the time for the first one. She helped me a little bit more, enabled me really. But anyway, the second time, there's my mom again there to help me through it. And this one I went to treatment. So I go into a rehab center. How long are we at here? 18 minutes. Okay, we might be at this for a little while. It's okay. Not that much longer. I don't mean, I'm thinking maybe another 10, 15 minutes or so. So I go into the treatment center, and luckily, honestly, they had this treatment center. It was like I don't know what they call it. I guess it's like is it a halfway house, or you basically could go there, get your treatment. And I would say it was court ordered at this point, and I still didn't really want to be there, but I knew something had to change in my life. But I didn't know how, and I didn't know what I was going to have to go through. So I'm able to actually go to this treatment center and actually leave there to go to work. So this was like a saving grace for me, like having a place like that where you could go and still work, because I still had a good paying job. Like, I guess I never really said that. Like, I guess if I take it back a step for a minute, like I had my dad hooked me up with a decent paying job. I had my own home, like I wasn't, it's not like I was this down and out drunk that was just living with his parents or in his parents' basement playing video games or anything. Now, I mean, video games were involved, but they were at my own house. I was a responsible adult in every other aspect of my life for the most part. I mean, as far as that went, because that was something that was really instilled in me. Like my father instilled that in me. You get your ass to work. Now, I went to work sometimes freaking reeking of alcohol, but I was at work. I was there. I made it there. Not that that's okay. And you should show up that way to your job, but I did. And so anyway, I should have mentioned that. Like, I was a functioning alcoholic, like a functioning alcohol abuser, a functioning addict of alcohol. However you want to word it, it doesn't even matter. Like, so I get the second one. I lose my license actually less than the first one because I was cooperative this time. I wasn't a belligerent just jerk to the cops and stuff. So I lose my license, I think, for a year. I know that I had to get one of those kind of blow and go things in your car. I had that for a while. I think that was like the last year, 6 months. You had to serve so much of your license loss before you could get the blow and go and then drive alone by yourself. So there's my mom doing it again for me, right? Mom, like what all moms really should do, right? To a certain extent. Please don't enable your addicts. If you have kids that are addicts, don't enable them. But her getting me back and forth to work, really helped me keep my life together enough that I still had some respect for myself, at least. So there's the second one. I'm 32. I don't know. It's been 8 years. It's been something like 8 years or something to today. Since I've had a drink, that's what I mean by that. And Alcoholics Anonymous was a big part of that story for me. It really did help. It did help to save my life. The literature and the program itself, the unity they have within that program, the step work was just massive for me. So I can't say enough for that program. After about 3 years or so, I didn't go anymore. I just felt like I was ready to outgrow, like I just was ready to move on from it. I didn't need it in my life anymore to support me, and there was bigger and badder things to move on to. That's just my perspective and my story. I can see a purpose of staying in there. I can respect just saying, hey, I've got this. And you kind of get the jive in there that if you don't stay there, you're going to go out and repeat all your behaviors and die. And I guess that's kind of drastic, but it's kind of like this. If you don't stick with the program the rest of your life, like, you're not going to make it. So, here I am, an example for anyone, so far, we have the rest of our life to go, so it's like, it's a great foundational program to get better in. I'm not saying you have to stay there the rest of your life. I'm not saying that you don't stay there the rest of your life. Do whatever the hell you need to do. But anyway, I served all the whatever I had to do. I did the treatment program, the license loss, the blow and go, all that stuff, and haven't had a drink, haven't had to go back. But then this is like the key. This is like what's funny about it, right? Like, early on in all this, I'm a mess. Like, figuring all this out and figuring me out and like, what the hell is happening in my life, right? Through all this process, like in treatment and, all that, therapy and, counselors and you name it. I just hope I'm not forgetting it. I don't think I am. I don't know. There'll probably be something I get off for. I'll be like, shit, I forgot to mention that. But, I'm thinking this is it, right? I'm once I get sober and this is like, I'm going to live the best life. So here I'm 8 years later, and my life is much better. Don't get me wrong. But that was just the beginning. That was just like getting the main thing at that point in my life that was holding me back out of the way, because that's absolutely necessary for you to move forward and evolve and grow into the person that you're supposed to be here, the person that you were meant to be when you came here, to find your purpose and share these stories and experiences and extremely difficult times that you've been through in your life, to help anyone that's in it now, that needs it, or even the people that have can resonate with this or not. I'm sure everyone in a way can resonate or connect with this message, right? I'm sure they experienced it somewhere, somehow in their life. So, you know, I was an absolute, no matter what the story is and how it's transpired, I was just an absolute wreck inside. And, you know, I've had to really dig extremely deep into the darknesses of my being to get where I am today. And when you do that, you have special experiences and special things to share with the world. And honestly, I want to say to the people out there, you know, that are in this or can relate to this and whatever, you have a very special gift to share with the world. I can't speak to the kind of, like, you know, you would say more normal people. I don't even know what normal, is there normal? I don't even think that exists. But, like, I'm not saying that you're not special and you don't have gifts to bring this world at all by any means, but those ones that are really, really struggling deep and go have this, like, really extreme nature and have this thing, you know, I call it the thing. Like, I don't know, people say it's a disease, people say it's whatever it is. I don't even know. I've studied so much stuff over the years and stuff, I come to this point where I don't know. And honestly, it doesn't even matter. But I've had a really good time sharing this now, and I wouldn't have at one point in time in my life. This was a very, very, very shameful part of my life. And now I can get joy out of sharing it, and really feel like I can help others with it. So I guess to finish, I just want to say, you know, there may be more for me to share here. I may come back on as part 2 or something. I don't know if I'm hitting everything. But I just really want to hit on how I was inside, you know, was the main key factor. You know, that lack of love inside of me, that confusion, that just need of information, need of understanding me. And, you know, I'm still on that journey, always will be. You know, I'm just step by step, day by day. This video blog is a huge part of this, man. I want this to be so successful. And if it's not, it's not, you know, like if this is just a learning experience and this isn't, it isn't, you know. I'm willing to accept whatever happens. Acceptance is a huge, huge, huge part of living life. And I struggle with it very much at times. So by no means is my life, like I'm just floating on rainbows and butterflies. No way. You know, like I have battles daily. I have battles in every moment. You know, and without sharing openly and vulnerably about this stuff, you know, it's hard to really get down the road of figuring these things out, right? Like we need this as humanity. It has to grow, to just, you know, I feel like I'm rambling on here a little bit, so I'm going to wrap it up. But I just wanted to get across, like, how lost I was. Alcohol was that numbing agent in my life to help me just feel like, and I'm glad this came up, to feel like this place, this earth, this realm, this dimension, whatever you want to say we're in here, was tolerable, right? And I still struggle with that to this day. And I'm just going to I'm not giving up, never giving up. I'm never giving up on my dreams. And I had something, like I said earlier, I had something special happen today, and I reached out to that person and let them know how much that meant to me. And I'm not going to give up on this video blog. I'm going to keep rocking out the videos. I'm glad this is coming up too, because I'm going to signed up on BitChute and Odyssey. Or not, I'm sorry, I'm already on Odyssey, BitChute and Rumble. And then there's Odyssey. And that's it. That's going to be all for right now. I mean, it's plenty. So there's other platforms you can get on. And if you can find in your heart to support me, there's ways to do that down below. Read the description. There's ways that you can do it just right through the video platforms. You can just go right to the kind of tip or donate or whatever it is. And like I said in the description, like when you do those things, it's coming back at you. You know, with this success, I'll be supporting so many other people on their journey. I just have this great vision of helping humanity heal and being a part of that. And you can't do that if you don't take action on a regular basis, and you don't believe in yourself, and you don't have confidence, and you care too much about what people think of you, which has been a huge struggle in my life. So I'm getting all the demons out of the closet. I'm just going straight to where, where you just don't care about the haters. There's always going to be haters. And I was thinking, I'll end on this real quick. The haters are going to hate. The people that are in that place in their life where they don't love themselves enough, they're going to be trying to drag you back in. They're going to try to drag you back to the herd. They're going to try to drag you back to being average. Because if too many of the people leave the herd and too many people go out and live their dreams, that means they have to too, and they're scared to death of that. Misery loves company. Trust me. When I was miserable, I wanted other people to be miserable, and I still deal with it too. I'm still dealing with these different demons and skeletons and dark nights. But I guess my big message for today is, everything that I've said up to this point. And if you're someone that's, on the fence about living your dreams, man, go for it. Go for it and give it your all, and don't give a shit about what anybody says to you. You're the only one that, when it comes down to making these decisions, it matters, because other people are going to live in their own experiences. They're going to live out of their own. They're going to live out of their own failures. They're going to live out of their own fears, and they're going to want to bring you back there. Some people don't even do it consciously. They do it subconsciously. I know there's one important person in my life that does that. And they don't even think, I don't even think they really know they're doing it. So this has been extremely powerful for me. I hope it was for you. The sun just came out from the clouds right at the end to close this out. I love you all. I really do. I just have so much love in my heart. I have so much to share. I have some other great ideas and great videos to come. And just much love coming from this guy. And like I said, I'll be back. And let's just do this thing. Let's just heal this. Let's heal humanity. Let's do it. So I'm out of here. Have a great day.